Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matthew Dale, and I am here to help you play better, sound great, and understand more. And I'm going to be in my HX Stomp today looking at what I think is probably the best amplifier in here. It's really, really amazing, and we will discuss why. But before we do that, I want to let you on a secret that is definitely 100% for sure going to make you a better guitar player and a better musician, and that is having a very good command of the basic building blocks of music, the fundamentals of music theory. And if you've ever wanted to brush up on your music theory, there is nothing better than my Essential Music Theory cheat sheet. It has literally every single thing to get started in your own music theory mastery, and you can find it at matthewdale.com/theory or by hitting the link in the description box below. So the amplifier in question is the Grammatico GSG. This is one of the relatively new amp additions to the HX series of products, and it's really, really, really a great thing. For one, it actually has an OD switch in here, which gives us the ability to access a second amp channel without, say, utilizing a second amp block, which on something like the HX Stomp is huge. So this is a great amplifier addition to the HX Stomp, as well as, you know, the greater Helix products. And let me just kind of show you real quick what I got going on here. I'm going to do like 4 different levels of gain with this amplifier and with the OD switch. Right now, this is what I have going on. Drive is at about 3.7, low on the bass 2.1, driving the mids a little bit at 6.8. However, the EQ is out of it because I'm using the preamp boost, which takes the EQ out of it. So let's just have a listen. This is what my guitar sounds like on the bridge pickup. And then bridge and neck. And then neck pickup. I am running through a V30 on one side and a greenback on the other side, and it's kind of got this Fender-y thing going on with it. Here it is with singles. Here's a single neck. If I turn the preamp boost off, we get this sound. Back to the bridge. So it's just overall a little bit weaker. I really just like taking that EQ out and giving us a little bit of a lift and a boost. I really like that. Of course, if we, let me just take a look at a couple of other things that I got going on here. I have the jazz and rock switch switched over to rock. Mid switch is off, and right now the OD switch is off, but that's going to change. If we just drive this amp a little bit more, we start to get into edge of breakup territory. So 3.7, let's bump this up to like 6. And that's a really great crunch. It's almost like a Vox sort of crunch, but with a little bit of extra body. So, of course, one of the things that we're probably all familiar with doing in the Helix level of stuff, or the Helix line of stuff, let's go ahead and sign this to a foot switch. A lot of people also do this, and myself included, will do this with snapshots and just, you know, kind of dial in your snapshot to taste. But we can do this as a foot switch, and I'm going to do that on this particular preset, which, by the way, will be available on my Patreon. I want the minimum to be right around that 3.7 that I had, and then that max right around 6. And let's go ahead and assign this to, I don't want foot switch 1, let's do foot switch 3. So I'm just going to put this over to foot switch 3. I have my tap tempo turned off right now, and I think a good color would be turquoise. So here is what that is doing now assigned to a foot switch. We've got a, if I just kind of go through my settings here, here is clean. And We got that really nice natural overdrive and just a little bit of hair on my tone, which I really like. And it's really easy to dial in. Like I said, the preamp boost bypasses the bass, middle, and treble, so you don't even really need to worry about that. I got a little bit of presence in there, and my bright switch is on 1. 2 is a little bit too bright, and then 0 is a little bit too dull, so 1 sounds great. And real quick, while I have my HX Stomp out, I want to give just a little bit of a shout out to the wonderful people over at Flint Effects for sending me this, the Stompers. They sent me a couple, one in this really great orange color that looks really good on the space gray HX Stomp. They also sent me this kind of sparkly white deal that I think looks really good as well. These are just a really simple solution to a very common problem. They will prevent your foot from hitting the knobs, breaking the knobs, or if you have a menu open or something, they will prevent you from accidentally changing one of your settings around. Again, something that is very common and a really nice, simple, and elegant solution. You can check out more of Flint Effects and the Stompers over at their website, flinteffects.com. Not only do they have these for the HX Stomp, but they also have these for the Ampero, the Eventide H90, and some other ones as well. So again, you can check out these over at flinteffects.com. Also in this preset, I've just got a little bit of some compression after all the gain stage stuff is going on, just to kind of make this a little more studio-like. So here is what the compressor is not doing. Now that's just going to tame down and make those levels a little bit more even. So here it is without, and then drive, and then again with the compressor now, you can hear the compressor is actually boosting my clean signal. And then it's just making that first level of drive kind of play nice with, you know, going into a soundboard or playing with people or stuff like that. We can do level boosting other ways. This is more about gain texture. I've also got a little bit of the vintage digital delay going on in stereo. Scale is at 75% to give me that quarter note, dotted eighth note sort of thing going on either side. I'm using the dynamic plate reverb, again, in stereo for some dynamic plate goodness. And then let's talk about the next level of drive that I want to do. And that's going to be bringing in the Minotaur, which is a great boost. And this one, I'm just also going to assign the bypass to this one on foot switch 2. So now that's on there. So now if I go back to our clean amp, this is what the Klon style drive in here is doing. Again, right now, it's really just this really nice amp-like natural overdrive. It's just giving me more of the amp. There's everything off. There's the drive. Here's both. And then that's already kind of giving us a nice second layer of overdrive there. Now, the next thing would be really, I think, the pride and joy of this amplifier, which is the overdrive switch. This really kind of changes the overall character of the amplifier. And I know that this amplifier is doing like a Dumble thing, but this really has kind of a Dumble thing that's easier to dial in and sort of play nice. So here it is with the OD switch on. And my drive right now, the overdrive drive is at 3 and the level is at 5, 5.5 or so. And I'm going to assign this to a switch. If I go to foot switch number 1, and let's go ahead and just change that parameter around a little bit, because really we're not going to change the parameter around much. I just want a different color. And let's do violet. Actually sounds like it'll be kind of cool. Why not? So here it is now on the bridge pickup, clean. OD switch. A really, really, really nice thick and mid-heavy. Not thick as in like bass-heavy overdrive, but thick as in like mid-heavy. It's really pushing your guitar tone forward, which should cut through a mix really nice. Here is clean again. Here's just the clon. Here is just the drive from the amplifier. Here's drive in the OD switch. And then here's the clon mixed in. And I really kind of like this methodology. Obviously, you don't have to use all of these different levels of gain in a preset, but I kind of like this methodology, especially with this amp, because it's so flexible. I could use a drive block. I could use some sort of control change on the drive itself. I could use the OD switch depending on what I'm going for in my preset. On my HX Stomp right now, as we see it, I'm really kind of capped out because I got stereo delay and reverb going, so there's really not much else I can add. So if I couldn't fit a distortion block, I don't really need it, especially with this amplifier. Of course, we already talked about not doing dual amps and stuff like that. This OD switch really kind of makes it for me, and I really wish that Fractal would also adopt some sort of amp model that did this as well, or introduce this into their amp modeling. The Rev Generator 120 models just released for the Fractal stuff, and there's 9 different models. We have the green channel, and then 3 levels of the variation switch, the purple channel, and then another 3 levels of the aggression switch, and then the red channel, which is kind of my preferred one, with another 3 levels of the aggression switch. This, kind of shows us a little bit that it is possible to do this sort of thing within one amp block, and it does make a really big difference. So let me know, what are your favorite amplifiers in the HX Stomp? I'm still pretty new on this stuff, so I really like to check out some more, but this one really kind of caught my ears and my eyes. Let me know what your favorites are. Let me know if you really like this one. And again, this preset will be up on my Patreon. Once again, my name is Matthew Dale. I'm here to help you play better, sound great, and understand more, and I will see you all in the next video.